In a world where speed and reliability are paramount, one company stands at the forefront of global logistics: FedEx. But behind its success lies the visionary mind of one man, Frederick W. Smith, the founder who transformed the way the world connects through shipping and delivery. Born in 1944 in Marks, Mississippi, Fred Smith's early life was marked by a passion for aviation and an innate drive to innovate. Raised in a time when America was on the cusp of technological advancements, Smith quickly understood the power of fast and reliable transportation. However, the journey that led to the creation of FedEx would require far more than just ambition. Smith attended Yale University in the early 1960s, where he earned a degree in economics. It was during his time at Yale that he penned a business paper that would later become the foundation of FedEx's business model. The paper proposed an integrated transportation network that would revolutionize package delivery by combining air and ground transportation in a way never before seen. Before taking his idea to the world, Smith served as a Marine Corps officer during the Vietnam War, flying cargo planes. The experience gave him invaluable insights into logistics and the importance of speed in delivering goods across long distances. It was this knowledge, combined with his entrepreneurial spirit, that would lay the groundwork for his future success. After leaving the military, Smith ventured into the business world, founding a company called Arkansas Aviation Sales. However, his true vision began to take shape when he recognized the growing need for a reliable and fast global shipping system. The idea for FedEx was born, a company that could guarantee overnight delivery anywhere in the world. In 1971, Fred Smith founded Federal Express, later known as FedEx, in Little Rock, Arkansas. The concept was simple yet revolutionary: an integrated network that combined air transportation for speed and ground transportation for efficiency, ensuring that parcels could be delivered across the country overnight. Starting with just 14 planes and a handful of employees, Smith faced skepticism from investors and industry experts alike. Many doubted the feasibility of his ambitious plan. But Smith's vision was unwavering, and he invested his own money to keep the company afloat in its early years, all while facing fierce competition from established companies. Despite early setbacks, Fred Smith's focus on customer service and innovation eventually paid off. As the company expanded its network, FedEx began to redefine what was possible in the world of logistics. By the late 1970s, FedEx was delivering to more than 100 cities across the U.S. and had already begun its international expansion. As technology advanced, so did FedEx. Smith was a pioneer in incorporating cutting-edge tech into logistics, using real-time tracking systems long before they became industry standards. This ability to track packages at every step of their journey not only set FedEx apart, but also set a new benchmark for the logistics industry. Frederick W. Smith was born on August 11, 1944, in Marks, Mississippi, a small town steeped in the rich history of the American South. Raised in a time of change and innovation, Smith's early years were shaped by a deep sense of purpose and a love for aviation, one that would later drive him to revolutionize global logistics. Fred's father, a successful businessman, passed away when Fred was just 14, leaving him to take on responsibility at a young age. This early loss instilled in Smith an entrepreneurial spirit and a determination to succeed. It was clear even then that his ambition was far greater than his circumstances. In the 1960s, Smith attended Yale University, where he studied economics. It was here that his visionary ideas began to take shape. For a term paper in 1965, Smith wrote about the need for an integrated transportation system to address the growing demands of global commerce. His professor, who doubted the feasibility of such an idea, was unaware that Smith was onto something that would change the world. After graduating from Yale in 1966, Fred Smith enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps. During his service in the Vietnam War, he piloted cargo planes, gaining first-hand knowledge of logistics and transportation. The experience would prove invaluable, laying the foundation for his understanding of the complex systems required to deliver goods quickly and efficiently over long distances. Upon leaving the military in 1969, Smith took his passion for aviation and logistics into the business world. He founded Arkansas's Aviation Sales, which later evolved into a company focused on aviation-related services. But Smith had a larger vision that would fundamentally change the way businesses and consumers interacted with transportation. In 1971, Fred Smith founded Federal Express, later known as FedEx, with a bold goal to create a company that could deliver packages quickly and efficiently to any location, regardless of distance. His vision was simple yet revolutionary: an integrated transportation network that combined air and ground services, offering overnight deliveries on a scale never before seen. At the time, the logistics industry was fragmented. Companies relied on separate modes of transportation: airlines for some deliveries and trucks for others. Smith's idea to merge both into one cohesive system was radical, but it was the only way to ensure that packages would move quickly and reliably. Starting with just 14 planes and a handful of employees, FedEx struggled in its early years. Critics questioned the business model, and investors were skeptical of Smith's bold plans. But he was undeterred, personally investing his own money to keep the company afloat during its critical early stages. Despite these early challenges, Smith's commitment to innovation and excellence gradually paid off. FedEx began expanding its network, launching operations in cities across the United States. By 1973, it had a fleet of over 30 planes, and the company began to demonstrate the power of its model: overnight delivery anywhere in the country. Fred Smith was a master of perseverance. Even when FedEx faced near financial ruin, he remained focused on his vision. In 1973, the company faced a major crisis. The oil embargo led to soaring fuel costs, and FedEx struggled to keep its planes in the air. But Smith's belief in the power of his idea and his willingness to take calculated risks kept the company moving forward. By 1975, FedEx was able to break even, and within a few years, the company was profitable. Smith's commitment to innovation, customer service, and expanding the global network led to FedEx's rapid rise. The company was no longer just a domestic player; it was beginning to make its mark on the global stage. By the 1980s, FedEx had expanded its reach overseas, establishing a global footprint that would grow with the rising demands of international commerce. With technology advancing and the world becoming more interconnected, FedEx was perfectly positioned to meet the challenges of global shipping. One of the keys to FedEx's continued growth was its investment in technology. Smith understood early on that the future of logistics would be powered by data. FedEx became one of the first companies to use advanced tracking systems, enabling customers to track their packages in real time, a revolutionary step that set a new standard in the industry. Throughout the decades, Fred Smith's vision never wavered. As the logistics landscape evolved, so did FedEx. The company expanded its services, moving into e-commerce, delivery, freight, and even digital services. Under Smith's leadership, FedEx became a key player in the global supply chain. Today, FedEx is a $90 billion company operating in over 220 countries and territories worldwide. Smith's leadership has earned him recognition as one of the most influential business leaders of the 20th and 21st centuries, with his impact extending far beyond the shipping industry. But Fred Smith's influence goes beyond business. He has been deeply involved in philanthropic efforts, supporting education, disaster relief, and various global initiatives. His work has touched millions of lives, providing critical resources and helping communities in need. Fred Smith's story is one of vision, determination, and an unwavering commitment to innovation. From humble beginnings in Mississippi to building a global empire, his journey has forever changed the way we think about logistics, transportation, and the global economy. In 1971, a visionary named Fred Smith founded a company that would forever change the world of logistics, transportation, and global commerce. Federal Express, later known as FedEx, started as an ambitious idea system that could guarantee the fast, reliable delivery of packages overnight across cities, states, and eventually across the globe. At the time, the logistics industry was fragmented. Companies used separate transportation systems or lines for some deliveries, trucks for others. Fred Smith's radical idea was to create an integrated network that combined air and ground services under one roof, offering a seamless, overnight delivery service that could reach customers anywhere in the country. Despite the skepticism from investors and industry experts, Fred Smith had a relentless belief in his vision. In the early days, FedEx operated with a fleet of just 14 small planes and fewer than 400 employees. But Smith knew that in order to succeed, he needed more than just a good business idea. He needed innovation, precision, and commitment. FedEx's early years were fraught with challenges. In 1973, a severe oil crisis sent fuel prices skyrocketing, and FedEx faced mounting financial pressure. At one point, the company was on the brink of collapse. Smith was forced to make the difficult decision to invest his own money, personally borrowing $11 million to keep the company afloat. Smith's ability to maintain his focus and take calculated risks during these early setbacks was crucial. He kept the company moving forward, focusing on building the infrastructure necessary for rapid growth. FedEx pioneered the concept of automated sorting systems at its hubs, making it possible to efficiently handle a massive volume of packages around the clock. The key to FedEx's success lay in its innovative logistics system. Smith integrated real-time tracking for every package, a system that not only revolutionized the industry but became a standard for customer service worldwide. No longer did customers have to wonder where their packages were. They could track them every step of the way. In 1977, FedEx achieved a milestone. It became the first express transportation company to offer overnight delivery across the U.S. From there, the company began to expand its reach globally, launching international operations and positioning itself as a true leader in the logistics and supply chain industry. FedEx didn't just remain a domestic service, it was among the first companies to recognize the potential of a globalized world. By the 1980s, the company expanded into Europe, Asia, and Latin America, breaking down the barriers to global commerce. Today, FedEx delivers to over 220 countries and territories worldwide. But Smith knew that to maintain its dominance, FedEx needed to stay ahead of technological trends. He was one of the first to adopt automated sorting systems, integrated computer networks, and innovative tracking technologies. This foresight positioned FedEx as a tech-forward company, paving the way for future growth and customer satisfaction. The introduction of real-time package tracking, in particular, was a game-changer. It gave FedEx a distinct advantage over competitors, as customers could now track their shipments and receive accurate delivery windows, allowing businesses and consumers alike to plan with confidence. By the late 1980s, FedEx's reputation for reliability and speed was cemented. The company expanded beyond its express services, adding ground delivery and freight services and further solidifying its presence in the logistics industry. Smith's ability to pivot, scale, and innovate kept FedEx one step ahead of its competitors. But Fred Smith didn't rest on his laurels. As the internet boom took hold in the 1990s, FedEx was one of the first companies to recognize the importance of e-commerce. With the rise of online shopping, Smith pushed for FedEx to become the backbone of global e-commerce, offering faster, more efficient delivery systems to support the digital economy. FedEx's commitment to innovation didn't stop with its delivery services. The company ventured into new technologies, investing in artificial intelligence, robotics, and autonomous vehicles. Smith's push to stay ahead of the curve and adapt to the changing technological landscape has allowed FedEx to remain relevant even as the logistics industry continues to evolve. By the early 2000s, FedEx had established itself as the dominant global force in logistics. With its reliable shipping methods and advanced technologies, the company was an integral part of the growing global economy. FedEx's operations weren't just about moving packages, they were about connecting people, businesses, and cultures across the world. At the heart of FedEx's rise was its people. Fred Smith understood that the company's success was built not only on technology and logistics, but on a strong, dedicated workforce. FedEx became known for its employee-focused culture, which prioritized safety, respect, and a commitment to excellence. Smith's leadership also extended to FedEx's responsibility to the planet. The company has long been a leader in sustainability, investing in fuel-efficient vehicles, eco-friendly facilities, and alternative energy sources to reduce its carbon footprint and contribute to a more sustainable future. Today, FedEx stands as a $90 billion global enterprise, delivering goods and services to millions of customers across every corner of the world. Fred Smith's bold vision, unwavering commitment, and relentless pursuit of innovation transformed a small startup into one of the most powerful brands in history. Fred Smith's journey is a testament to the power of visionary thinking. His ability to see the future of logistics, even when the industry was skeptical, has left an indelible mark on global commerce. FedEx's rise from a small operation to a global powerhouse is a story of persistence, ingenuity, and a relentless belief in the power of connection. And as FedEx continues to evolve, Fred Smith's legacy lives on not just in the millions of packages delivered every day, but in the way the world now connects, communicates, and thrives. Fred Smith's impact on the world is impossible to overstate. As the founder and driving force behind FedEx, Smith redefined what was possible in global logistics, transforming a fledgling company into a multi-billion-dollar empire that has revolutionized how goods are moved across the globe. From its humble beginnings in 1971, FedEx has grown into one of the most powerful brands in the world. Smith's vision was clear from the start: create a fast, reliable shipping system that would connect people and businesses like never before. But his impact extends far beyond the logistics industry. He changed the way the global economy operates. Smith's key insight was the idea of an integrated transportation network, combining air and ground services to offer overnight delivery, something that hadn't been done before. By developing a seamless system that could guarantee deliveries from coast to coast, he essentially invented the express shipping industry, filling a critical gap in the market for fast, reliable service. His impact on logistics is profound. In the decades since, FedEx has become the backbone of global commerce, supporting everything from e-commerce to international trade. FedEx handles millions of shipments every day, connecting businesses in every corner of the globe. Smith's vision created an industry where the speed of delivery became a competitive edge, forcing competitors to adapt or fall behind. Smith didn't just build a domestic shipping company, he envisioned and created a global logistics network. Under his leadership, FedEx expanded into over 120 countries and territories, providing businesses with the ability to move goods across borders as easily as across states. He made the world smaller, bringing people and businesses closer together and facilitating the rise of a truly global economy. Smith's influence went beyond just physical delivery. He was one of the first to integrate technology into logistics, implementing real-time tracking systems that allowed customers to monitor their shipments at every stage. This innovation not only set FedEx apart from competitors but also raised the bar for customer expectations across all industries. Fred Smith's foresight in using technology has been a cornerstone of his success. FedEx's investments in cutting-edge innovations like AI, robotics, and automation have kept the company at the forefront of logistics. As the company expanded, these technologies made it possible to manage increasing volumes of shipments and maintain the high standards of service that customers expect. FedEx was also an early adopter of autonomous vehicles and drones, experimenting with future technologies long before they became mainstream. Smith understood that in an ever-evolving world, staying ahead of the curve was essential. His willingness to invest in these technologies has ensured that FedEx remains a leader, not just in logistics but in innovation. But Fred Smith's influence extends beyond the business world. FedEx has been an essential partner in global humanitarian efforts, delivering aid to communities in need during times of crisis. Whether it's providing disaster relief, delivering vaccines, or aiding in recovery efforts, FedEx plays a vital role in supporting communities around the world. Under Smith's leadership, FedEx has also taken significant strides towards sustainability. The company has committed to reducing its carbon footprint, investing in electric vehicles, and advancing eco-friendly technologies. Smith recognized early on that success in business comes with a responsibility to the planet, and FedEx has worked to reduce its environmental impact while continuing to lead the industry. Smith's leadership style has had a lasting impact on how businesses treat their employees. At FedEx, he created a culture of respect and empowerment where employees are seen as integral to the company's success. This commitment to a strong company culture has resulted in a dedicated workforce that consistently strives to uphold FedEx's reputation for excellence. Fred Smith's influence on the business world is also evident in his role as a mentor and thought leader. Over the years, he's shared his insights with other entrepreneurs and business leaders, offering advice on leadership, innovation, and the importance of adaptability. His ability to lead by example and inspire others has made him one of the most respected figures in business. Smith's contributions have been widely recognized. He's received numerous awards and honors, not just for his business acumen but for his leadership in advancing technology, fostering global trade, and improving the quality of life for millions of people worldwide. Fred Smith's legacy is etched into the fabric of modern business. From the creation of FedEx to its groundbreaking innovations and global expansion, his work has forever changed the way we think about logistics, technology, and the interconnectedness of the global marketplace. Fred Smith's impact is undeniable. What started as a single bold idea has transformed into a company that touches every part of the world's economy. FedEx is a symbol of efficiency, innovation, and global connectivity, and Fred Smith's relentless drive has made it all possible. As Fred Smith steps away from the CEO role, his influence on FedEx and the world will continue to resonate. His commitment to excellence, innovation, and global commerce has left a legacy that will shape industries and businesses for generations to come. Fred Smith's journey is one of vision, resilience, and transformation. What began as a revolutionary idea in 1971 to create a company that could guarantee overnight delivery has grown into a global titan. FedEx today is more than just a logistics company. It's an integral part of the global economy, connecting people, businesses, and entire nations. Smith's leadership, driven by his relentless pursuit of excellence, has shaped not only FedEx but the entire logistics industry. His insistence on technological innovation, from real-time tracking to automation and AI, has set the standard for what a global delivery network should be. While others in the industry focused on the basics of transportation, Smith saw an interconnected world that demanded speed, precision, and reliability. Over the years, Fred Smith's influence expanded far beyond logistics. He became a visionary for the digital age, understanding early on that e-commerce would change the face of global commerce forever. As a result, FedEx became the backbone of online shopping, helping businesses and consumers move goods with unprecedented speed. His leadership wasn't just about technology and profits. Smith built a culture of respect and dedication at FedEx, focusing on his employees as the company's greatest asset. He fostered a workplace where teamwork, innovation, and customer-first thinking drove the success of one of the world's largest logistics companies. Fred Smith also recognized the responsibility of leading a global company in a world that faces increasing environmental challenges. Under his leadership, FedEx has prioritized sustainability, investing in energy-efficient technologies and reducing its carbon footprint. Today, FedEx is a model for corporate responsibility, proving that profitability and environmental stewardship can coexist. As Fred Smith steps away from his role as CEO, his legacy is secure. The systems, technologies, and corporate culture he instilled will continue to drive FedEx for decades to come. His impact on global commerce and logistics is profound, and his contributions will echo across industries long into the future. Fred Smith didn't just create a company, he transformed the way we live, work, and connect. Through his leadership, FedEx has become a bridge that spans the globe, moving not just packages, but the future itself. His story is a testament to the power of vision, innovation, and the belief that one person's ideas can change the world. As FedEx continues to evolve and adapt to the demands of a changing world, it remains a symbol of what is possible when we push the boundaries of what's expected. Fred Smith's legacy will live on in every package delivered, every innovation sparked, and every community connected. The journey he started continues not just with FedEx, but with the millions of lives touched by the company he built. Fred Smith, a visionary who redefined global logistics and left an indelible mark on the world. In the late 19th century, America was on the verge of a new era, an era defined by rapid industrial growth, innovation, and the expansion of corporate empires. Amid this transformation, one man's vision would not only shape the future of American industry, but redefine wealth and power in ways the world had never seen. That man was John D. Rockefeller. Born in 1839 in Richford, New York, Rockefeller came from humble beginnings. His father, a traveling salesman, was often absent, and his family was far from wealthy. But John's early life was marked by an insatiable drive and ambition that would carry him far beyond the confines of his modest upbringing. The story of Rockefeller's rise begins with the discovery of oil. In the 1860s, oil was seen as little more than a curiosity. But for John D. Rockefeller, it was an opportunity. In 1863, at the age of 24, he entered the fledgling oil industry, securing his first deal in Cleveland, Ohio. By 1870, he founded the Standard Oil Company, a company that would soon dominate the American oil industry and redefine the nature of big business. What followed was nothing short of revolutionary. Rockefeller's keen business sense and relentless pursuit of efficiency led him to innovate at every level of the oil supply chain. From refining to transportation, distribution, and even the creation of pipelines, he sought control over every aspect of production. His methods were bold, often controversial, but they allowed him to corner the market and eliminate competition. Standard Oil's rapid success changed the landscape of American business. By the 1880s, Rockefeller controlled nearly 90% of the U.S. oil industry. His business practices and monopoly would become the focal point of both admiration and criticism. To some, he was a visionary who built the foundation of modern industry. To others, he was a ruthless magnate who crushed his competitors through tactics that ranged from secretive mergers to aggressive price wars. Rockefeller's dominance wasn't without consequences. His monopoly was seen by many as a symbol of the unchecked power of corporate America, leading to public outcry and government intervention. The Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 was passed partly in response to Standard Oil's monopoly. Despite the challenges, Rockefeller remained resolute in his vision and continued to expand his empire. But Rockefeller was more than just a businessman. As his wealth grew, so did his desire to give back. He became one of the greatest philanthropists in history, donating over $500 million to causes such as education, public health, and scientific research. His contributions helped fund the University of Chicago, the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, and countless other institutions that continue to shape the world today. John D. Rockefeller's legacy is one of both controversy and admiration. He left an indelible mark on the world of business, philanthropy, and American society at large. His rise from modest beginnings to unparalleled success in the oil industry remains one of the most fascinating stories of the American entrepreneurial spirit. John D. Rockefeller, born July 8, 1839, in Richford, New York, would rise from modest beginnings to become the richest man the world had ever known. His early life was shaped by a humble, yet determined upbringing. His father, William Rockefeller, was a traveling salesman, often absent, while his mother, Eliza, took on the role of primary caregiver. Despite their modest means, the Rockefeller family instilled a sense of ambition and discipline in young John. From an early age, Rockefeller demonstrated an aptitude for business. As a young boy, he worked odd jobs to help support his family, but his sharp mind and unyielding work ethic were evident. At age 16, he secured his first full-time job as an assistant bookkeeper, earning $3.50 a week. It was here that he first developed his passion for the intricacies of finance, business organization, and managing resources. In 1859, oil was discovered in Pennsylvania, sparking a rush for black gold. At the time, the oil industry was in its infancy, and few saw its potential. But for John Rockefeller, the discovery of oil represented the future. In 1863, after moving to Cleveland, Ohio, he invested in the oil industry, first entering into the business of refining rather than drilling. He believed that refining oil into kerosene for lighting could revolutionize everyday life. Rockefeller's first significant success came in 1865 when he co-founded the Standard Oil Company with a focus on efficiency and cutting costs. He began consolidating smaller refineries, buying out competitors, and cutting deals with railroads to secure lower transportation rates. His business acumen and ruthless efficiency soon paid off. Within a few years, Standard Oil had become a dominant force in the American oil industry. What made Rockefeller stand out was his innovative approach to business. He implemented strategies to control every aspect of the oil supply chain, from production to transportation, refining, and distribution. This vertical integration allowed him to lower costs, eliminate competition, and ensure his company's dominance. By the early 1870s, Standard Oil controlled the majority of U.S. oil refining, a market share that would eventually rise to 90%. Despite Standard Oil's overwhelming success, Rockefeller's business methods came under scrutiny. He was accused of using monopolistic practices, from secretive mergers to coercing railroads into offering exclusive deals. Many saw him as a ruthless businessman, exploiting workers and crushing competition in his quest for dominance. His tactics earned him the moniker robber baron from critics, while others saw him as a visionary. Rockefeller's monopoly led to public outcry and government intervention. In 1890, the U.S. government passed the Sherman Antitrust Act, aimed at curbing monopolies and promoting competition. By 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Standard Oil violated antitrust laws and ordered it to be broken up into 30 for smaller companies. Despite the dissolution of his company, Rockefeller's fortune remained vast. Beyond his business pursuits, Rockefeller was a family man. In 1864, he married Laura Spelman, the daughter of an abolitionist and a school teacher. Together, they had 4 children. Laura played a significant role in Rockefeller's life, influencing his deep commitment to philanthropy and social causes. While his business practices were often controversial, Rockefeller's legacy is also defined by his philanthropy. Over the course of his life, he donated over $500 million to a variety of causes, including education, science, and public health. Among his greatest gifts was the founding of the University of Chicago in 1890 and the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research in 1901, both of which remain influential to this day. In 1913, Rockefeller established the Rockefeller Foundation with a mission to promote the well-being of humanity. His foundation funded groundbreaking work in medicine, including the eradication of hookworm in the southern United States, and later contributed to global health initiatives such as the fight against malaria and yellow fever. As he grew older, Rockefeller withdrew from the day-to-day operations of his businesses, but he remained deeply involved in philanthropy. He lived to see the remarkable success of his charitable endeavors, including the creation of the Rockefeller Center in New York City, a landmark of global commerce and architecture. John D. Rockefeller passed away on May 23, 1937, at the age of 97. By that time, his legacy as both a business tycoon and philanthropist was firmly established. His fortune, which at one point amounted to over 2% of America's GDP, changed the very fabric of American business. And while his wealth and methods were often contentious, his contributions to science, medicine, and education have left a lasting mark on the world. Today, the Rockefeller family continues to influence global commerce, culture, and philanthropy. John D. Rockefeller's story is one of ambition, innovation, and complexity, a tale of a man who both built and changed the very systems that shaped modern capitalism. From his rise as an oil magnate to his later years as a philanthropist, Rockefeller's impact on the world is a legacy that still resonates today. In the late 19th century, the American industrial landscape was about to be forever transformed. A new kind of empire was being built not through railroads or steel, but through a commodity that was still in its infancy: oil. At the heart of this transformation stood a man who would reshape not just the oil industry, but the entire American economy: John D. Rockefeller. In 1870, Rockefeller co-founded the Standard Oil Company in Cleveland, Ohio. At the time, oil was a new and somewhat volatile business, with the primary use being kerosene for lighting. The idea of building a global empire around oil was a risky gamble, but for Rockefeller, it was an opportunity to establish something far bigger than just a refinery. His vision was simple yet profound: control every aspect of the oil supply chain, from drilling to transportation to refining and distribution. Rockefeller's strategy was built on a principle of efficiency. Rather than simply refining oil, he sought to optimize every stage of the production process. He recognized that transportation, storage, and even marketing could be sources of waste and inefficiency, so he set out to eliminate these problems. One of Rockefeller's first bold moves was to negotiate exclusive contracts with railroad companies, securing discounted shipping rates for Standard Oil. This allowed him to lower his production costs, while his competitors paid higher rates. The advantage was clear. While others struggled to make a profit, Rockefeller's refineries thrived. He was soon able to undercut his competitors by selling oil at lower prices, driving them out of business or forcing them to sell their assets. Standard Oil's rise was not just about outpacing competitors. It was about gaining control. Rockefeller's genius lay in his ability to consolidate. He merged smaller refineries, bought out competitors, and integrated vertically. By controlling everything from the oil wells to the refineries, the pipelines to the retail outlets, Rockefeller built an empire that allowed Standard Oil to dominate every part of the oil industry. The efficiency Rockefeller created through his control over every stage of the oil process made Standard Oil a force of nature in American industry. By 1882, Standard Oil was incorporated as a trust, an arrangement that allowed Rockefeller to centralize decision-making and maintain his overwhelming control, even as he spread out his holdings into different companies. As Standard Oil expanded, so did its influence. The company's tentacles reached deep into the fabric of American society. From railroads to shipping companies, from pipelines to the refining process, Rockefeller's company touched nearly every part of the American economy, and with each move, he became more powerful. But with great power came intense criticism. As Standard Oil's market share grew, so did accusations of unfair practices. Rockefeller was often accused of using unscrupulous tactics to eliminate competition. Critics argued that his company's monopoly stifled innovation and created a distorted market. Terms like robber baron were coined, as his practices led many to view him as a symbol of corporate greed. Public backlash reached a fever pitch, and by the 1890s, the U.S. government began to take notice. The Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890, aimed at curbing monopolistic practices, was passed largely in response to the growing dominance of companies like Standard Oil. Rockefeller's business methods were under increasing scrutiny, and in 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Standard Oil violated antitrust laws, ordering it to be broken up into 30 for smaller companies. The breakup of Standard Oil, while a blow to Rockefeller's unified empire, did little to diminish his personal fortune. In fact, many of the companies created from the split Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, and others grew into dominant players in their own right. Despite losing control of his empire, Rockefeller remained one of the wealthiest men in the world. What drove John Rockefeller was more than just a desire for wealth, it was a relentless pursuit of order and efficiency. His belief in the power of organization, structure, and the careful management of resources allowed him to build an empire unlike any the world had ever seen. He was a man obsessed with control, not just of oil, but of business itself. But Rockefeller was not just a business tycoon. As Standard Oil grew, so did his wealth. And with that wealth came an increasing sense of responsibility. In the latter years of his life, Rockefeller turned his attention to philanthropy, giving away more than $500 million to causes like education, health care, and scientific research. His contributions laid the foundation for institutions that continue to influence the world today. John D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil not only revolutionized the oil industry but changed the very nature of American business. His monopoly altered the course of capitalism, influencing the structure of corporations for generations. His name became synonymous with the rise of corporate America, and his influence still reverberates through modern industries today. In the end, Standard Oil's legacy is as complex as its founder. For some, Rockefeller was a visionary who transformed the oil industry and contributed to America's rise as an industrial superpower. For others, he was a symbol of unchecked corporate power whose monopoly left a lasting impact on American law and society. Regardless of perspective, one truth remains clear: John D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil was one of the defining forces of the modern industrial era. John D. Rockefeller's legacy is one of the most profound in the history of American industry. From his early days in Cleveland to the height of his empire, his influence transformed the world of business and beyond. His impact was not just limited to the oil industry. It rippled through every aspect of modern capitalism, business practices, and philanthropy. At the core of Rockefeller's influence was his ability to reorganize, refine, and scale industries in ways that were previously unimaginable. Through his creation of Standard Oil, he pioneered the concepts of vertical integration and monopoly, giving birth to an entirely new model of business that would dominate the American economy for generations. Rockefeller understood that to control an industry, you must control every aspect of it. His practice of buying up competitors, consolidating operations, and securing exclusive deals with railroads allowed him to dominate the oil industry. By 1882, Standard Oil controlled nearly 90% of U.S. oil production. His success didn't come from just refining oil, but from eliminating inefficiencies at every step from drilling to transportation to refining to distribution. But his methods weren't without controversy. Rockefeller's monopolistic control of the oil industry made him a lightning rod for criticism. His aggressive tactics to eliminate competition, including secretive mergers and manipulation of prices, earned him the moniker of robber baron. Critics argued that Standard Oil's monopoly stifled innovation, crushed smaller businesses, and created an unfair economic landscape. The public backlash was so intense that it led to the creation of antitrust laws, with the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 specifically targeting monopolistic practices. In 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court ordered Standard Oil to break into 30 for separate companies, an action that forever changed the nature of corporate power in America. While Rockefeller's empire was broken up, the effects of his legacy lived on. Many of the companies that emerged from Standard Oil's breakup, Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, and others, continued to grow and dominate the oil industry for decades. In a sense, the breakup only cemented Rockefeller's legacy, as the companies he built from the ground up would continue to influence the world for generations. But Rockefeller's impact wasn't just in business. As his wealth grew, so did his commitment to philanthropy. By the time of his death in 1937, Rockefeller had given away more than $500 million, an astonishing sum in his time. His philanthropic endeavors helped build the University of Chicago, establish the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, and create numerous charitable foundations that have supported education, public health, and scientific advancement. The Rockefeller Foundation, established in 1913, became one of the largest and most influential philanthropic organizations in the world. Its early efforts focused on fighting diseases like malaria and yellow fever, both in the United States and globally. By funding medical research and public health initiatives, Rockefeller's wealth became a tool for global change. Today, the Rockefeller Foundation continues to tackle some of the world's most pressing challenges, including climate change, health care, and sustainable development. Rockefeller's vision of using wealth for the betterment of humanity continues to inspire philanthropists and organizations worldwide. Perhaps one of his most visible legacies is the Rockefeller Center in New York City. Completed in 1933, this iconic complex stands as a testament to Rockefeller's far-reaching vision. Not only did it reshape the skyline of Manhattan, but it also became a symbol of American business prowess and modern urban planning. John D. Rockefeller's influence extended far beyond his own lifetime. The Rockefeller family has remained a prominent force in global finance, philanthropy, and culture. His descendants have continued his work, building institutions, advancing medical research, and supporting causes that improve the lives of millions of people worldwide. Rockefeller's approach to business, focusing on efficiency, scale, and the elimination of competition, laid the groundwork for the modern corporate world. His practices, both admired and criticized, helped establish the framework for the globalized economy we know today. In many ways, he shaped the rise of multinational corporations and the expansion of American economic influence on the world stage. His legacy, however, is not without its contradictions. While he brought unparalleled efficiency and wealth to America, his monopolistic practices also raised questions about the concentration of power in the hands of a few. His story is a reminder of the complexities of capitalism, how one man's vision can both create immense wealth and provoke widespread inequality. Today, John D. Rockefeller's influence is still felt in nearly every facet of American life. His all-empire not only fueled the Industrial Revolution but laid the groundwork for the corporate giants of the 20th and 21st centuries. His business strategies are studied in universities, and his philanthropic efforts continue to impact lives across the globe. Rockefeller's legacy is one of immense complexity, an empire built on innovation and ruthless business practices, yet defined by an enduring commitment to philanthropy. Whether viewed as a visionary, a monopolist, or a philanthropist, his impact on America and the world is undeniable. The story of John D. Rockefeller is, in many ways, the story of modern capitalism itself. John D. Rockefeller passed away in 1937 at the age of 97, but his legacy remains a defining force in both American business and global philanthropy. A man of contradictions, he built an empire that transformed the global economy while simultaneously becoming a symbol of the power and pitfalls of monopolistic practices. Though Standard Oil was dissolved in 1911 under the pressure of antitrust laws, the companies that emerged from its breakup, Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, continued to shape the oil industry, reaffirming the lasting influence of Rockefeller's vision. His dominance in the industry had set the stage for the global energy sector, with companies that still play a vital role in the world today. Yet, it wasn't just his corporate empire that defined Rockefeller's impact. As his wealth grew, so did his commitment to philanthropy. Over his lifetime, he gave away more than $500 million, laying the foundation for institutions that continue to influence the world. His creation of the University of Chicago, the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, and the Rockefeller Foundation were just the beginning of a lasting philanthropic legacy. The Rockefeller Foundation remains one of the world's most influential philanthropic organizations, tackling issues from global health to climate change. Its early work in eradicating diseases like hookworm and malaria helped reshape public health efforts in both the U.S. and across the globe. The University of Chicago, one of his most significant gifts, became a powerhouse of intellectual thought, scientific discovery, and economic research. Its research has transformed everything from economics to medicine, touching lives in ways that Rockefeller could have only dreamed of when he first made his donation. In business, Rockefeller's legacy is seen in every multinational corporation that controls a global supply chain. His focus on efficiency, vertical integration, and scale revolutionized not only the oil industry but the way businesses operate today. His methods are studied in business schools and emulated by companies striving for dominance. His success in the oil industry paved the way for today's energy giants. In many ways, the landscape of modern corporate America was shaped by the principles he set in motion, where business empires stretched across national borders and became interwoven with governments, politics, and global markets. The Rockefeller Center, one of the most iconic landmarks in New York City, stands as a lasting monument to Rockefeller's impact on American culture. It is a physical symbol of his influence, not just in business but in urban development, architecture, and public life. The center continues to thrive as a hub for commerce, art, and entertainment, a place where his legacy is felt every day. Today, the Rockefeller family continues to be a force for change, carrying forward the vision that John D. Rockefeller started. Whether through the Rockefeller Foundation, investments in renewable energy, or supporting social causes, the family's work continues to shape global development, education, and health care. John D. Rockefeller's legacy is a tapestry woven with both admiration and controversy. His wealth, power, and ambition reshaped industries, countries, and lives. But his commitment to philanthropy demonstrates that his story is far more than that of a robber baron. It's a story of a man who, for all his ruthlessness in business, also sought to use his wealth for the betterment of society. From the oil fields of Pennsylvania to the global financial hubs of today, John D. Rockefeller's influence is still felt. His life serves as a testament to the power of vision, ambition, and the far-reaching consequences of both success and excess. Whether viewed as a villain or a visionary, one thing is certain: his impact on the world will endure for generations to come. In the heart of Paris, a legacy of luxury takes form. This is the world of Bernard Arnault, a titan of industry and the mastermind behind the most valuable luxury brand on the planet, Louis Vuitton. Arnault's journey began far from the glittering storefronts that bear his empire's name. With a vision sharpened by his passion for business and an innate sense of the market, he embarked on an ambitious path that would redefine luxury. Louis Vuitton, a name synonymous with exquisite craftsmanship and timeless design, has become more than a brand. It's a cultural phenomenon. Under Arnault's stewardship, it has grown into a beacon of haute couture and a statement of sophistication. But who is Bernard Arnault? How did a young man from Roubaix rise to become the king of luxury, and what drives the empire that thrives under his command? Join us as we unravel the tapestry of success woven by Bernard Arnault. From the cobblestone streets of Paris to the fashion capitals of the world, we will discover the man behind the monogram, the strategy behind the success, and the future of Louis Vuitton. This is the Emperor of Luxury, the Bernard Arnault story. Bernard Arnault's story is one of ambition, acumen, and artistry. Born on March 5, 1949, in the northern French town of Roubaix, Arnault was introduced to the world of business early on through his father's construction company. A precocious child, Arnault showed early signs of his future prowess. He attended the prestigious École Polytechnique, graduating with an engineering degree. But it was his foray into his father's business that sparked his interest in luxury goods. In the 1970s, Arnault took the helm of the family business and, with a keen eye for opportunity, shifted its focus to real estate. It was a move that set the stage for his future empire. The pivotal moment came when Arnault set his sights on the luxury goods market. In 1984, he acquired Financier Agache, a holding company, and soon after took control of Boussac St. Frères, the textile group that owned the then-ailing Christian Dior brand. With a bold vision, Arnault breathed new life into Dior, reinvigorating its fashion lines and reinstating its haute couture status. This success was a mere prelude to his next, most audacious venture. In 1989, Arnault's ascent to the throne of luxury was solidified when he became the majority shareholder of LVMH, Moët Hennessy Louis Vuitton, creating a powerhouse that would dominate the luxury sector for decades to come. Today, Bernard Arnault stands as a paragon of the luxury world, a man whose name is etched in the annals of fashion and business, a testament to the power of vision, innovation, and leadership. Arnault's journey is marked by strategic acquisitions and collaborations that have expanded the LVMH empire to encompass an array of prestigious brands across various sectors. Beyond his business acumen, Arnault is known for his patronage of the arts. His contributions to culture include the Louis Vuitton Foundation, a dazzling museum designed by Frank Gehry that stands as a symbol of the marriage between art and commerce. Arnault's influence extends beyond the boardroom. His role in shaping the global luxury market is unrivaled, and his impact on fashion and luxury branding is the subject of study in business schools worldwide. As we look to the future, Bernard Arnault's legacy is one of a man who transformed not just a company, but an entire industry, setting the bar for luxury, quality, and creativity. Our journey through the luxury landscape brings us to the pivotal chapter of Louis Vuitton, a name synonymous with opulence and craftsmanship. The story begins in 1854, in the heart of Paris, where a visionary young trunkmaker named Louis Vuitton Malatier opened his first store. Vuitton's innovation in trunk making quickly set him apart. His revolutionary stackable trunks, crafted with Trianon canvas, were lightweight and airtight, a stark contrast to the bulky leather trunks of the time. The brand's ascent was rapid, with Vuitton's dedication to quality and his ability to anticipate the needs of a mobile elite. The introduction of the iconic monogram canvas in 1896 by his son Georges was a bold declaration of brand identity and an enduring symbol of luxury. Louis Vuitton's commitment to excellence laid the groundwork for an empire. The company's expansion into a diverse range of luxury goods has been guided by this unwavering ethos, a testament to the founder's legacy. Today, Louis Vuitton stands at the pinnacle of the fashion world, a beacon of innovation and elegance. Its ability to blend tradition with cutting-edge design continues to captivate a global audience, securing its place as a leader in the luxury market. In a tale of ambition and artistry, the Louis Vuitton brand, with its deep roots in craftsmanship, began to flourish beyond the borders of Paris as the world entered the 20th century. The company's innovative spirit and dedication to quality saw it rise to become a symbol of luxury. Enter Bernard Arnault, the astute businessman with an eye for the iconic. In 1989, Arnault's LVMH, born from a merger between Louis Vuitton and Moët Hennessy, solidified its status in the luxury sector. Arnault's strategic leadership and passion for creativity fueled the brand's expansion. Under Arnault's guidance, Louis Vuitton ventured into new territories, from fashion to fine jewelry, with collaborations that bridged tradition and modernity. The brand's evolution continued with a commitment to exclusivity and innovation, hallmarks of Arnault's vision. Today, Bernard Arnault's empire stands not just as a testament to the power of a luxury brand, but as a beacon of the potential of human creativity and business acumen. His influence has shaped an entire industry, with Louis Vuitton at the forefront, ever evolving yet always remembering the legacy of its founder. Bernard Arnault's vision has reverberated through the corridors of luxury, art, and culture. His influence extends beyond the shimmering storefronts of Louis Vuitton to the very essence of what luxury means in the modern world. Arnault's empire, LVMH, is a constellation of over 70 prestigious brands, each with its own heritage and voice, yet united under his unwavering pursuit of excellence. This synergy has not only driven financial success, but has also set new standards in branding, customer experience, and innovation. The impact is also felt in the art world, where Arnault's patronage has breathed life into historic art institutions and supported emerging artists. His passion for art is mirrored in the architecture of Louis Vuitton's flagship stores, which themselves are works of art. Furthermore, Arnault's commitment to sustainability is shaping the future of luxury, steering his empire toward responsible practices that honor the environment while maintaining the allure of exclusivity. Bernard Arnault's legacy is not just in the products that bear his brand's name, but in the cultural and environmental consciousness he's instilling in the industry. His empire stands as a beacon of what business can achieve when it harmonizes with creativity and responsibility. As the sun sets on the gleaming glass of the Louis Vuitton Foundation, we are reminded of the indelible mark Bernard Arnault has made on the world. From the bustling streets of Paris to the rising skylines across the globe, his vision has transcended fashion and forged a legacy of innovation, culture, and artistry. Arnault's journey is not just a story of financial acumen, but a testament to the power of dreaming big and the relentless pursuit of beauty in all its forms. Louis Vuitton, under his stewardship, has become more than a brand, it's a symbol of the art of living. As we draw the curtain on this tale of ambition and elegance, we leave with a question: what will the next chapter hold for Bernard Arnault and his empire? One thing is certain: his impact will continue to shape the world of luxury for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of Bernard Arnault, a man whose name is forever stitched into the fabric of luxury.